take 2 of the shenanigans. Made myself a list because take 1 was me just playing with a whole bunch of fucking glow sticks and not getting anything done. So, since I promised I was going to make a tutorial and I'm that lazy, here's your tutorial, people. This tutorial is going to cover 2 things. Force sticking, color switches. Now because I'm cheap as shit, and I just broke 8 ultras, I'm going to just use turned off sticks to teach you about force sticking. Now when it comes to color switches, I'll be using some more ultras. So in the end I think you're making out alright. Now, let's talk about force sticking. There's a lot of things to cover, but the first and foremost thing about force sticking is it's not that hard. People have asked me, and I've told them many times, that they thought that sticking with 4 sticks is hard. The only reason they think this is because they think that you have to keep track of all 4 sticks at all points. And you don't. You do sometimes when you're making shapes. But the most important thing to learn when you're learning to use 4 sticks is your grip. So let's go over the grip. I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty simple. We've got a static stick, we've got a dynamic stick. Your dynamic stick is controlled by your 3 fingers. 3 fingers that you're used to doing ISOs with, if you're doing ISOs. If you're not doing ISOs, you probably should be, because they're kind of cool. Anyway, ISO fingers, static fingers. Static fingers could be the last 2 or just the pinky out of your hand. Now, static finger keeps the bottom stick in place. Thanks to the static finger, you can move the other fingers to create whatever shape you want. You could create a flat shape, right? Or you can create V-shape. Now, V-shape is most commonly known for what I like to call the snake tracing. Now, what snake tracing is when you go over your head and under in the motion of a snake. Now, as you're doing this, it helps if you're moving with the sticks. This will help your flow. As you're doing this, this also allows you to truly wrap around your body. Now, the reason this is such an attractive trace is because your body is 3-dimensional. If you're using the sticks, they will wrap naturally around your body. Now, the movement of your wrist allows you to truly experiment as much as you want with what you're tracing, right? Now, as you're tracing, you can also invert the trace. Come back up. Alright, now, I'm sure a lot of you know about tracing. Tracing with 4 sticks is not just easy, it also allows you a lot of variety. Because a trace done with L sticks, like that, will look a lot different than a trace done with straight line sticks, like that. Also, as you're doing straight lines, the hiding of sticks becomes more easy. Let's talk about that a little more. When you're tracing with 4 sticks, you can not just do your pip grabs with your main hand, you can also do them with your static hand, right? What that allows you to do is to pick between which color and which stick you want to alternate at each point, right? It also allows you to pick with what area you can do it, so you can do things such as hiding sticks in your armpits, dropping sticks behind your back, changing sticks around your head. Now, because the mind is expecting 4 sticks, any of the switches is going to seem more seamless. Well, let's get on to shapes. What you can do with 4 sticks, believe it or not, is create longer shapes. Right? So you could create a bar, create a big L. You can create an isolation, right? You can mess with the bar's length. You can rotate around your head. This is all from one grip. Now it looks amazingly different because of the 4 sticks, but the motion is literally the same motion that you would be using during isolations, during traces. Now, let's talk about the shapes. When we're talking about the shapes, you can come up with interesting things that 4 sticks allow you to do. This is what I like to call a machine gun, a little childish, but always a good time. You can do the bow, an arrow, and there's a lot of other things you can come up with because you have that range of motion that allows you to draw. It allows you to experiment with more than just 2 sticks. So let's talk about shadow tracing. Remember, when you're learning to trace, I know that tracing is not as popular now as it used to be, but tracing with 4 sticks allows you greater freedom of movement. You can step into a trace. You can step out of one. So as your body is moving in and out of it, you're shadow tracing. And it'll look amazing when you do it with 4 sticks. Of course, you can also toss. Tosses are actually simpler than you think. But they look like they're hard because you have 2 more sticks in your hands. They aren't because if you remember, your static stick is holding the glow stick. So when I'm grabbing one of the sticks, going behind my back, as I'm going behind my back and do a toss, I can grab easily because my grabbing hand is free. Make sense? Okay. So, to demonstrate, grab, grab, double heli toss, okay? It's not that difficult. It looks difficult, but it's not. Train yourself to catch with 3 fingers and 4 fingers. The other ones will just come with. Now, another thing about 4 sticks is grabs. Grabs are very important because they allow you to temporarily free up your hands for a difficult move. So, what you do during a grab, you can stop something in your elbow pit, you can go to your other elbow pit. As this happens, you can be doing all kinds of tracing, right? Or, you can use your armpits too. Your armpits with your hands like this make your range of motion limited, but not limited enough. You can get away with a lot of ISOs here, right? That's another place where you've just switched to 2 sticks. You have a little bit more of a range of motion, you can do stalls, right? But why do them when you could do them with 3 sticks? Huh? Now only this range of motion is blocked. I have all my balance, I can do stalls, I can do traces, I can mess with the shapes in my hand, I can do all kinds of things. And then, when I'm tired of playing with just 3 sticks, because 3 sticks are not as cool as 4, without dropping, I can remind myself that I have a hidden stick and take it out. So remember, hiding can happen not just on the upper body, but on the lower body, right? Say I'm doing this kind of trace. I can go into a kneeling position. Now I have 2 sticks that I'm playing.